Brothers and sisters, I understand you all have an election next year. You have your EFF, you have your ANC, you have your DA, you have your various parties. But I dare say, sit down with each political party and ask them, what are you really going to change? We don't just need a voice. We need a party that's going to bring the resources back to the people. What good is getting a college education if you can't even get a job when you're done? What good is voting for a president when you look around and the Chinese have more control of South Africa than the South African?
Yes.
The East Indian has more control over South Africa than the South African. The European has more control over South Africa than the South African. I dare say, anyone who wants to represent the South African people must do three things. If I were a citizen here, I'm only voting under three conditions. Number one, what are you going to do to economically empower the brothers and sisters in South Africa so they can compete with the Chinese, the Asian, the Arab, the Anglo-Saxon for economic control of this country? If you're not going to give me economic opportunity, what good is my vote to you?
Yes.
You must give us economic opportunity, not just festivals, but opportunity. Because when the Chinese come to South Africa, he comes with a line of credit from China.
Yes.
When the Indian comes to South Africa, he comes with a line of credit from India. When a European comes to South Africa, he comes with a line of credit from Holland or England. So if we're going to compete and open up businesses, if we're going to open up shops, if we want to make our own computers, if we want to build our own cars, we need a line of credit to do that. And the racist apartheid banks of South Africa are not going to do that because they want to keep us on the bottom. So if you're not giving us economic opportunity, you too are keeping us on the bottom. Follow the money. Follow the resources. Number two, I'm only going to vote for you if you are absolutely committed to redistribution of the wealth of South Africa.
Yes.
Redistribution. Because what they have, they obtained unfairly. It does not belong to them.
Yes.
So unless you redistribute the wealth of South Africa, black South Africa will never get a chance to enjoy heaven in their own homeland. And thirdly, African people. The indigenous South African must be a protected category, not mixed in with no other group. I understand that they now lump Chinese in or Asians in with black people. How can you do that? Black is black. It's not brown. It's not yellow. It's not red. It's not white. Black is black. So until you treat the South African as separate and special from everyone else, until there is an advantage for me being in my own land above and beyond anybody else, don't you dare call me a participant in your democracy. Brothers and sisters, don't get caught up in the campaign chants. Don't get caught up in the campaign and political loyalties. Look long term at the vision of Africa. I want to say this. I believe that the world will never run the way the world is supposed to run until African people are back on top. We're the only people in human history who ever ran this planet with justice. The white man has been in charge for 500 years. He's never ruled with justice. The Chinese are incapable of ruling in justice. The East Indian can't rule in justice. Only the African can rule in justice, brothers and sisters. And because of that, I think that one day there will be a global African revolution. Not just South Africa, not just Congo, not just the United States, not just Brazil, not just Jamaica, but all of us are going to have to raise up and fight together as one race against all the other forces, because you need to understand this. African people, we have no friends, brothers and sisters. Yes. We have no friends. In America, they try to sell us the Latino. In America, they try to sell us this multicultural vision of all non-white people being one people. That is a lie and a scam and a trap. Yes. Do not unite with the Chinese. They don't have your best interest. Do not unite with the Indian. They don't have your best interest. Do not unite with the Arab. They don't have your best interests. Brothers and sisters, hate nobody, but loyalty must be with yourself.